This is not a high-altitude, big policy book about what happens to people when they come home from war. It's a ground-level account of soldiers, some soldiers who are in war, wives of soldiers who have been in war, family members, children, and widows, their stories. What had happened is in 2007, when the Iraq War seemed to have reached, by many accounts, its tragic moment. And George W. Bush announced this new thing called the surge. There was an Army infantry battalion out of Fort Riley, Kansas, that went into the surge. About 800 guys, all guys, because it was infantry, in the unit, and away they went to win the war, filled with a young man's sense of invincibility. I think that's fair to say. They were mostly 18, 19, 20-year-old guys, first deployment, and into the war they went to win the thing. And when they came home 15 months later, not so invincible anymore because of losing their first guy and their second guy and their third guy, and the roadside bombs where they were kept going off and they couldn't get them all, and they began losing arms and legs and the rest of it. And so how, as a journalist, as an author, how do you get people to care? Well, I don't know if I can, but to me, after a decade of numbers, of policy books, of hearing that, well, the one I just gave you, 500,000 people have come back with some type of wound. 12 years of war. DOD spent $1 billion last year on mental health treatment. By the way, that's double what it spent in 2007. 12 years of war, casualty figures. They're all astonishing numbers, but at some point, they get a little abstract, they get a little blurry. So in my mind, the best way at this point to help people begin paying attention is to give them documents, chronicles of people who are in it and are in it now. And again, I guess that's what the book is trying to do with Adam and the others. And then the rest of the book is about that process. Coming home, what a homecoming is, and what happens next. Believe it or not, there's plenty left in the book I haven't talked about. These are good people, and they're great people, and they're angry, and they're wounded, and they're irritated, and they hurt, and they're funny, and they're charming, and they're sweet, and they're just what? They're just the people among us now. They went to war. They didn't create this policy, and we can think whatever we want about the policies of this war, whether it was good or bad, whether it was worthwhile or not. But that's not what they're thinking about. They went. They fought. This was a good battalion. They did well. They were changed by it. They were, in some cases, degraded by it. And now a lot of them are home, and these are the stories of them trying to get better.